I'm Sarah Carlson. U.S. Republican Congressman Tom Tiffany is looking for a new title, Wisconsin governor.
After months of speculation, Congressman Tiffany joined the race yesterday. And then earlier today, he was right here in our News 3 Now studios, sitting down with our For the Record host, Ellie LaLiberte.
Congressman Tom Tiffany declared his run for governor on Tuesday. Now, he already hit the ground running touring multiple cities across the state. And he told me in our conversation that he's confident that he's the leader Wisconsin needs. Now, a little background on Representative Tiffany. He represents the 7th Congressional District in northern Wisconsin. That's after he won a special election in 2020. In his campaign video, he listed priorities as protecting Wisconsin farmers, freezing property taxes, and keeping transgender students out of girls' sports.
There's a lot of ways in which Wisconsin is not keeping up with the states that are really prosperous in America. We can do better. We need good leadership. I believe I can provide it.
And so you're kind of seen as a Trump loyalist. How do you think that that will play in a purple state here in Wisconsin?
Well, I think once people get to know me, they'll know I'm my own man. Now, the president has done some good things for America, and I certainly support his agenda. But they're going to find out that I'm my own man. I'll make my own decisions in regards to what needs to get done here.
Tiffany also defending Trump's tariffs and the spending and tax cuts that will cost 270,000 Wisconsinites their health insurance, according to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. You can see that full conversation with Congressman Tom Tiffany up right now on channel3000.com.
Ellie, thank you. Tiffany joins businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Showman in the race as the Republican candidates who have entered so far.
Well, and Representative Tiffany, not the only one joining the race this week. Today, former Wisconsin State Representative Brett Hulsey announced he's running for governor. Hulsey served in the Assembly for 4 years, and during which he drew strong criticism at times from members of his own party. Hulsey opposed then-Governor Walker's Act 10. He ran for governor 8 years ago, but lost in the primary to Mary Burke. While announcing he would run again today, Hulsey was asked what makes this time around different.
But I got 52,000 votes. I didn't spend much of my own money, and this time I'm more serious. My plan is to have a crew of homeless people canvassing.
Hulsey says he'll be canvassing at the Dane County Farmers Market this weekend. In addition to being cited for disorderly conduct, he was also investigated for carrying a box cutter inside the Capitol and threatening to bring a rifle onto the Assembly floor. And Hulsey joins 5 other Democrats currently in the running. That includes Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Exec David Crowley, State Representative Francesca Hong, State Senator Calder Roys, and beer vendor Ryan Sternat.
Well, it's been cloudy for most of the day, but not a lot of rain at this point. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington for the forecast. Any rain on the way?
No, and if you want some rain in the forecast, unfortunately, this is not the forecast for you. Next 7 days, nothing. Mainly dry all the way through. Unfortunately, it's going to last all the way through the next 10 days. I know there's some folks that want to get some water in the soil, but I don't want to dismiss our farmers that appreciate the dry weather because it helps out with the harvest. But with the temperature or with the precipitation chances being very, very low out there, we will have the sun return, and then that warm weather is going to last all the way out into next week. In a couple of minutes when I come back, I'm excited to show you if you want summer-like temperatures, we've got those temperatures that are going to be in the forecast and in your favor. And those temperatures out there right now, we got 64 in Madison, 64 right now in Lone Rock, 62 in the Dells, and 66 in Janesville. Planning the night tonight, temperatures falling down to right around 60. When you join us again for the 10 o'clock newscast. So a beautiful fall-like evening in store for the area, and temperatures back down into the 50s overnight tonight. When I come back in a few minutes, we'll talk about the temperatures, how long they're going to stay warm, and if we have any fog in the forecast. That's coming up.
Okay, thank you, Alex. New tonight, the Sun Prairie Area School District's Human Resources Director is under investigation. The Department of Public Instruction is investigating that administrator license of Chris Sadler. Sadler has held a lifetime license since 2017. Personnel records released this week show that he was heavily involved in the internal investigations of former Sun Prairie West High School Dean Robert Gilkey Geisegeier. Gilkey Geisegeier is charged with 2 counts of child sexual exploitation and 13 counts of possessing child sex abuse material. Records show Sadler spoke to one of the former dean's alleged victims and her mother and decided there was no evidence of an inappropriate relationship. However, Sadler's role requires him to report that incident to police regardless of what he finds. He is not the first Sun Prairie school staffer under investigation since Gilkey Geisegeyer's arrest.
An interstate cartel retail theft ring that operated in Wisconsin has been caught in Kenosha. known as the Cartel La Familia Michoacana. This group, some of whom were considered, quote, high-level cartel members, was observed allegedly committing thefts in Pleasant Prairie back on April 6th. Just 4 days later, Kenosha County Sheriff's deputies detained several group members. Police said the suspects were in possession of more than $21,000 worth of stolen retail merchandise from Madison. 8 members were taken into custody. 4 of them were deported to Mexico. The group is believed to be responsible for more than $100 million worth of thefts every year in the U.S. Some streets on Madison's southwest side were closed down by police earlier today. Excuse me, Madison police were blocking off a part of Schrader Road just before 5 this evening for a report of a person shooting a gun in the area. So far, the department has not released any other information at this time. We hope to have an update tonight on News 3 Now at 10, as well as online at channel3000.com.
Well, the Badger football team is coming off a convincing loss in its Big Ten opener to Maryland, and that's leading to more criticism of head coach Luke Fickell.
Our Jalen Banks brings us how students and other observers feel as the team heads into a much-needed bye week.
The Badger football team is currently sitting at 2-2 heading into their bye week. However, they're coming off a disappointing loss against Maryland. I spent the day catching up with students on their thoughts about head coach Luke Fickell and the team. Many were excited when the University of Wisconsin hired head coach Luke Fickell, who saw tremendous success at the University of Cincinnati. His time at UW has been a mixed bag, making a bowl game in his first season, failing to make one in his second, and sitting at 2-2 through his first 4 games of his third season, with double-digit losses to both Alabama and Maryland. The Badgers now head into a bye week with a tough remaining schedule after. Earlier this week, one of the most prominent figures in all of Wisconsin athletics gave his thoughts on the team up to this point.
I did not think that team was that much better than us, but they played better. Oh, I just disappointed. But in the same respect, anybody that's ever been in that business, it's happened to. And now it's the coach's responsibility and the player's responsibility to bounce back.
And speaking to students on campus, thoughts on the team are pretty mixed.
A lot of us like going to the games and we're going to be there. Like, we'll support the team, but if the team isn't playing well, like, it's not a good look.
I don't know. I feel like at any point we could get better, maybe. I don't know.
I see all this fire Fickell stuff and I kind of agree, but I also think like we don't know enough to be like it's the head coach.
As for the rest of the season, Alvarez sees a path forward.
You're playing to win the next game. That's your goal. Win the next game. Then next week it's that game. You don't need to get any further than that. You know, you set goals in the early season, what you want to do for the season. That's out the window. Now it's week to week.
The Badgers' next go at turning this season around will be Saturday, October 4th, where they'll face off against the Michigan Wolverines. For now, reporting at Camp Randall, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Well, Wisconsin is one step closer to getting its long-awaited first Buc-ee's restaurant. Yesterday, the City of Oak Creek Planning Commission approved construction for the travel center chain. The store will be located at the intersection of South 27th Street and West Elm Road near I-94. But several residents voiced concerns during the public comment portion of the meeting, citing issues such as light, water, noise pollution, and increased traffic in the city.
I'm just asking for them to push pause, to slow it down, and to present the facts, and to not limit our comments to a 2-minute soundbite or not at all.
Once we get settled in and everybody settles in around us, I'm telling you, there aren't many people in the 36 locations where we are and the many more to come that as the mayor said, wouldn't tell you they'd like another one.
Back in 2023, Buc-ee's announced plans to expand to DeForest along Interstate 3990-94, just north of County Highway V and east of Highway I. Developers hope to break ground in 2024 and open late this year. However, plans have been put on hold due to a deficit. Well, coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, a UW assistant professor testifies on the importance of fusion research.
Plus, if you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, well, be prepared for some sticker shock. How much more you'll be paying. Stay with us.